what is a universal nation. They speak Odu'a or the Yoruba, which is our basic language in Brazil. They speak the Yoruba language in Cuba. They speak in Sierra Leone, Haiti, and a whole lot of other places. So what I mean is a universal language. And like the gentleman said, during the slave trade, most of the slave trade take place from the West African coast. So 30% or 35% of the African American have their origin from the Yoruba land. So that's why this 35% of all the African American take their heritage from the Yoruba land in Nigeria. So most of the Black American, when I was growing up, I was in Alabama. I could see somebody just look like my cousin. The same phenotype, just typical, look like us. And that's why my wife, she was with me in Nigeria, and it was so hard for people to differentiate that she's an African American. And people cannot believe when I told her that she's from America, because everybody thinks she's just blind and doesn't look like all Nigerians, and they couldn't differentiate that from the Nigerian concept.
I've listened to Dr. Nelson Fashina speak, and one of his themes is that there are no boundaries when you speak about the Yoruba nation. Like Dr. Ola just spoke, people speak it around the world. It's in Brazil and things like that. So when you think Yoruba, you don't think about specific boundaries. So I would like Chief A. Akinlua to come forward, and Dr. Nelson Fashina also.
Everybody to this place. My name is Fashina, and I'm going to give you just a snapshot of the history of the Yorubas. Some of you have been to other occasions where I made some presentation on the history of the Yorubas.
Culture and tradition. Wípé ọmọ àlè òun ló ń fọwọ́ òsì júwe ilé bàbá ẹ̀. It is only a bastard who with a left hand points at his father's house. That is our culture and tradition. And that is our proverb. You don't divorce yourself. You don't try to sell, your own pedigree, by espousing a foreign language to the neglect of your own mother tongue. So an average Yoruba man would not do that. But, the standard Yoruba language became more formalized, was initially introduced when Samuel Ajayi Crowther, a Yoruba who became the first African bishop, attempted to write what he called the Yoruba grammar, the Yoruba language grammar. So he was the first person to put into writing the culturally orate Yoruba language into a written form. And so he wrote about it and later went ahead to translate the Bible in English into Yoruba, which he calls Holy Bible, which he translates as Bíbélì Mímọ́. And as a matter of fact, there are good sides and bad sides of this particular exercise, because there has been the tendency to equate certain names in Jewish culture to our Yoruba equivalent, that the concept of Eshu, for example, Ajayi Crowther thought Eshu was Satan. And so everybody, if you have done something wrong and you are supposed to be reprimanded, say Eshu is Satan. And Eshu is not Satan. Eshu is not Satan. Eshu is a god in the function of Yoruba, mythology, and Eshu represents, the administration of justice. Is in charge of the administration of justice, created by Olódùmarè, and as a kind of history that goes beyond even those of the other divinities. Eshu was created, earlier than man, earlier than some other gods. And he was in charge of the administration of justice. You know, he tries to administer justice. Your baby is not going to start writing. He's going to speak, learn to speak the vocabulary, the language of the family. So, the African man, yes, including the Yoruba people, did not attain the literate tradition of writing, you know, until maybe around the 17th century. Yes, when the Arabic and Semitic traditions of orthography filtered into our culture. And so people had to adapt as a result of cultural intermingling. You know, the writing began. But does that foreclose the fact that there have been partial writing systems even before these other external cultures infiltrated into our culture? The answer is both yes and no. There were partial writing systems in the sense that our people knew how to make some logographic signs on the wall to denote the number of days, the number of weeks, you know, the number of months. Months were counted according to the number of moon. So next moon, second moon, third moon. So you are going to have 12 moons in a year. Then days were counted. You know, I mean, how you measure something. You know, how you measure the land. People were aware of that, even though they could not write freely as you know, they were writing today. And again, Ifa divination corpus exposes us to the fact that, you know, because Ifa is the totality of the wisdom and knowledge of God freely given to the Yoruba people, and it is universal. There were signs of binary oppositions, which of course are also scientific, that were given to us, Ejiogbe, Oyekumeji, Obarameji. I mean, all this in Meji. Meji means two. And this has to do also with the universal principle of binary opposition. Before you can have, for example, a fetus, you need a combination of the male and the female principle. You know, before, I mean, you can have, the days are counted by the alternation of day and night. Then you have light and darkness. Then you have left and right. You have good and bad. Everything is already accounted for. And with this binary opposites, the whole world is carefully planned by God to the extent that every system is working fine. So the Yorubas are aware of that, though we did not attain full writing system. These were partial writing systems. Also, when they planted their yams, they knew the number of stakes that would be used. I mean, those of you who speak Yoruba, yes. Who doesn't know about that? That our fathers, knew how they use the stakes to stop the young tendrils, so that when it grows, it's going to bring out, a good tuber. So the white man never taught us that anyway. They knew all that. And if, for example, people want to relate the art of literacy to measuring, therefore, and all kinds of things like that, did our women not